Not progressive.
Let's jump back to Maher because he talked about on Real Time that there's this interesting thing happening right now with Snow White. We're going to show a couple clips about Snow White here because Snow White, they recreated it. You know, Disney's gone woke. As I keep telling you guys, even though a lot of the woke stuff is disappearing, the way Hollywood works, the way books are written, the way movies are made, TV shows are made, there's stuff, they call it in the can. That's the industry phrase, meaning they make things that, you know, 2 years ago that take a long time to get out. So even though woke in some sense feels like it's dead, it still has to run its course through the system. The ghosts have to get out of the machine in essence.
Here's Rachel Ziegler, the new Snow White, talking about how the film's portrayal of Snow White is more inclusive and modern.
Can you tell us a little bit about your version of Snow White?
Yeah, I mean, Snow White is the girl you remember, but she's definitely made for the modern age, and there's such an emphasis on what it really means to be the fairest of them all. And for Snow White, it's coming to terms with finding herself and finding her inner voice and finding a sense of agency so that she can be a just ruler and a wonderful queen, because there's another one in town. The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird. We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie. Right. Andrew Burnap, great dude. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut, who knows?
You can see why some people are turning away from this. The original Snow White with the prince was a simple, family-friendly story. Now it's being turned into something different. Recently, Rachel Ziegler, who plays Snow White in the new film, made a controversial post. She expressed concern about the direction of the country, specifically referencing the election and the impact of Trump's supporters. In her post, she said she felt heartbroken about the current state of affairs and expressed anger and frustration over the political climate. Her comments have sparked a lot of debates about her views and the direction of the film industry. There's been a lot of talk about the recent Snow White film, and it's not going well. People are turning away from it, with many criticizing the direction it's taken. While some grandmothers may celebrate the idea of daughters having children, it seems like the focus is on divisive rhetoric rather than just making good entertainment. Trump certainly isn't forcing anyone into pregnancy, but some of these comments are over the top and contribute to the toxic atmosphere. Disney's Snow White, which cost $250 million to produce, only made $43 million during its opening, far below expectations. Other Disney remakes like The Lion King made over $1.6 billion. The shift toward pushing political messages rather than making fun, enjoyable content seems to be turning off audiences. People just don't want to be lectured when they development. The last administration quietly funded grants for research into aerosol vaccines, and there are concerns about the long-term effects, including increased cases of myocarditis, blood clots, and immune damage. The push for these kinds of changes is just one more example of what some see as overreach by global organizations.
Society, it is going away, but it doesn't go away overnight. We got a bit more on what's going on with Snow White because it is failing, because people do not fall for this nonsense. Tweet from Eric Daughtry, just in, an enormous cultural failure, Disney's Snow White, which cost $250 million to produce, raked in a miserable $43 million during its premiere, and that's from the AP. Other Disney remakes in the same amount of time, Lion King did $1.6 billion, Cinderella $67.9 million, Dumbo $46 million, and you can see people just don't want to be bludgeoned. Imagine, I don't know if any of the Disney people are watching the program today, but imagine if you guys just made entertainment sake for the sake of entertaining. Could you do